Hello, welcome to Rose and Jones. Excuse this cluttered background, but I'm really tired and I really want to film this haul because I've got two perfumes here that I haven't even opened. Well, one of them hasn't even been unsealed. The other one has been opened but hasn't been sprayed. I want to save it for a video and I don't want to wait any longer to spray these things. So I'm kind of forcing myself to film a haul right now and I'm actually half asleep. So don't expect me to go into too much detail or be too thorough in explaining every fragrance. And just it's just an insight into a little collective haul that dates back at least 2 months. It's not huge, but it's a bit spendy, I suppose. It's quite a range here, as eclectic as my collection is usually. This haul pretty much sums up how eclectic my tastes are. Only one of these is pretty obvious while staring at us in the face, my green bottle sitting here. Obviously I have done a full review of that fragrance. It is Green Butterfly from Byron, but it is still part of the same time period of getting your fragrances, so I thought I'd still include it and give you an update on my thoughts about Green Butterfly. So we should just go ahead and start with Green Butterfly, I guess. So this is the latest fragrance from Byron. I'm going to check out my full review. I have pretty much covered, I think, everything there was to say, other than whether or not I still love it and whether I was going to keep it. I can confirm that I absolutely love it and I've been wearing it and really enjoying it, and I'm absolutely going to keep it. If it wasn't so expensive, I would have a backup bottle by now. But I'm going to be treasuring this because it is limited edition and it's not cheap, but I'm really enjoying it. So Green Butterfly is a very sort of soft, I guess if you think about the butterfly, it's kind of a delicate, wispy, fluttery little creature, and that's what they've based this fragrance around. I did say in my review of this fragrance that I didn't think it really did connect with the image of a butterfly because for me it isn't as wispy and whimsical as I thought it was going to be. I think I'm in and out of that kind of opinion really, because the opening of this scent I think does mimic the butterfly. It's much more delicate and delightful and sweet and fluttery and whimsical. It has a lot more going on. I think I said last time that I got like a pear nuance. I don't think there is pear in here. I don't remember what the notes even were, other than that obviously we have the iris and aldehydes. I believe there are woody notes in here. It's a very elegant, delicate signature scent. It's a very approachable kind of aldehyde fragrance, and I think with aldehydes they can be seen as old-fashioned. I don't think that at all, especially with this scent. I think this scent is a great gateway fragrance if you're looking to enjoy aldehydes, because it does them so modern, such a modern way. It does have that powdery element from the iris. I think what I love about this so much is that it's not too presuming, it's not occasional, it's so soft and gentle. And the aldehydes, I think, is what stops it from being too whimsical. I find it to be very polished and quite elegant. So it's a very sort of light day wear, elegant, clean kind of a scent. Yeah, I think it's absolutely stunning. I'm so happy with it. That is Green Butterfly. I'm ever so pleased that I blind bought this fragrance. Do you know, it's actually my only green bottle in my entire collection. I noticed that the other day. I was looking at it thinking it really stands out against everything I've got, and the green is so beautifully vivid. It's got a hint of blue in it, and if you can see that, it's a beautiful sort of aqua green. I love it. And it's the only green bottle in my entire collection. So that is the first of my little haul. So the next fragrance in my little haul here is a really special one, and it's really special because it's a collaboration with a fantastic lady here on YouTube, one of the greats, one of our beloved YouTube fragrance reviewers. She is Claire Smurfygurly, and I'm really proud of her because she's made a fragrance that is so her, and it has all the elements that she's passionate about. And the collaboration was with 4160 Tuesday, so it's a London-based perfume company. And what I love about 4160 Tuesday is that they're really good at making quirky, whimsical, quite evocative fragrances. This is what Claire has done with Hush Hush. This is the name of her fragrance, and I like that there's a description here, very much inspired by the 1920s parties. Here's my cat, always comes in just on cue. So it mentions iris and violet and musk, and those are Claire's favourite combination of materials. But the accords here that you want to focus on is those that are creating this silk stocking, rose petal and wooden dance floor. So you're getting this whole image of this 1920s kind of party scene. It's glamorous, but of like a yesteryear kind of feel. And I really feel they've absolutely nailed the brief with this scent. absolutely nailed it. Bit of quick story time here. This is the Eau de Parfum. Now, this comes in 3 strengths. You've got the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum, and the Parfum. And there's different sizes available. Now, I actually ordered the Eau de Toilette. That's the one I chose because I asked Claire what she thought of all of them and what she thought I should get. And she mentioned that the Eau de Toilette is the closest to her story. It's what the closest to her inspiration of what she wanted to create. So I went with that one. It was great. It was lovely. I really enjoyed it. I got a sample from my friend Jon Snow, who ordered the Eau de Parfum, and we already had like a little discussion based on what we heard about the differences between the fragrances. We both sort of said, you know what, I reckon we're going to swap ours and we're going to like each other's fragrance. That's exactly what's happened. The Eau de Parfum is more vanilla heavy, both so great. The Eau de Toilette I liked a lot, but the Eau de Parfum I absolutely love. As soon as I smelt this, it was like, I don't know, I just connected with it straight away. The amount of vanilla in here is absolutely beautiful. One of the things that Claire was also going for is this idea of a 1920s newsagent. So you've got like going in with the paper cigarettes, and you've got Parma violets and newspapers. It's this whole brilliant era that you can totally imagine when you smell these fragrances. And for me, the Eau de Toilette was slightly woodier. It had more of the papery feel, which was lovely. But with this one, with that big dose of vanilla, I get way more of this candy shop feeling. I get more of the violet. Somehow the vanilla, for me, how it sits on me, pushes the violet much stronger on my skin. I didn't pick up much violet in the Eau de Toilette, but this one seems to really launch the violet up the top of the fragrance, and it really does make me think I'm in a 1920s paper shop. And if we've got like all the jars of candies, how they used to have the candies on the till, and the candy jar with the Parma Violets lid is open and it's freshly filled, and you've got those powdery Parma Violet, chalky Parma Violets that just been filled right under your nose, and you've got a pack of newspapers as well on the till. You're about to buy some, and someone just opened this lovely Parma Violet jar, and all that scent is wafting up your nose, and there's definitely woodiness. All those raw materials were more apparent back then because they were more pure, weren't they? It really does capture it, and I absolutely love this. I love it. It's very approachable. It's very smooth. Like I said, I won't go into it now because I will be doing a dedicated review. I want to make sure that I've got the Parfum and the Eau de Toilette in a dedicated review and compare them. But obviously this is a mention now because it's in my haul. And it's just funny how I've ended up with the Parfum, exactly as my friend John predicted I would. We both agreed that we'd take a decant from the bottles we bought before sending it to each other, so there's quite a chunk missing. So John's got quite a fair chunk of the Eau de Parfum there, and I've got a chunk of the Eau de Toilette still for comparison and just to enjoy. So that is Hush Hush from 4160 Tuesdays. That is in collaboration with Claire Smurfygurly. Go and check her out. Obviously she's done her own dedicated video. So congratulations Claire and Sarah McCartney from 4160 Tuesdays on this fantastic fragrance. Really enjoying it. So next, let's go to this mysterious looking black and pink box here. This is a discontinued fragrance called La Nuit Tresor. This is the Dentelle de Rose's flanker that came out whenever it came out. I don't even remember it coming out. It must have just come and gone before I even realised it. I don't have any of the La Nuit Tresor anymore. I've owned a few and sold them all because I've gone in and out of love with that patchouli, that very heavy patchouli that's in the DNA. I miss certain aspects of it, and I've heard about this one so many times, and I kind of dipped in and out of wanting to try it. And what made me push to buy it in the end was that I actually really fell in love with another scent from Kilian called Princess. Had a flanker called Rose de May. I didn't even know there was a flanker. John knew all about it because he is the Kilian king. And he sent me a sample of it. I absolutely loved it. It's the most beautiful, sweet, almost like a lollipop, rosy cherry rose that's in this flanker of Princess, and I'm gutted that it's now discontinued. You just cannot get a bottle. And then to Fragrantica, I heard people compare the rose in this to the Kilian, and I was so intrigued. Always searching on eBay, and it came up, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I really fancied it, went for it. So there are some bottles still floating around on eBay and probably other sites as well. So with this one, it's a really pretty little bottle as well. Hang on, let's have a look. So it's got the sort of lace, it's got its lace detail. This is definitely a Trésor. This is 100% the DNA of the original Trésor, La Nuit Tresor. Not the à la folie, not the They seem to have more of a musky, I wasn't as fond of those. This one is not the musk, this is just a proper patchouli fruit, that classic Nuit Tresor. The rose in here has got a big chunk of the rose that was promised, kind of lollipop style. I think of the lollipop because of that shiny candy surface. I feel like it's about a third of the scent. You've got like a third of this scent being rose and then 2/3 of it being the traditional original Nuit Tresor DNA, and I really like it. Definitely more for sort of, you know, autumn winter because it's got that heavier patchouli, more of a sort of an evening out kind of a scent. I'm pleased that I've got a flanker or a version of Nuit Tresor in my collection because I always really loved them, but I just didn't love them enough to wear them enough. Keep it out of the box actually. Just getting the boxes here. I think it's more fun opening things from the box. That's why I've got the boxes included here. But anyway, so that is that one. Dive into this pretty little pink bottle, which I'm sure if anyone loves Guerlain, they'll recognise it as being part of the Acqui Allegoria range. Another discontinued fragrance. Because I bought a French Kiss from Guerlain, I'm in this mood of just this powdery violet rose, that kind of vibe right now. It's very much of that family, this kind of powdery, violety, rosy, candid kind of thing. So revisiting the sample made me realise just how much I really missed it and how stupid I was to have sold it in the first place. Lovely. This is so lovely. This is so fun. It's very light. It's like a translucent, fun, younger version of French Kiss from Guerlain. That's what it is. What a shame both French Kiss and Rosa Pop are now discontinued because they're both absolutely brilliant fragrances. It's light-hearted. It's very easy to wear. It doesn't last very long. It's just a really nice profile if you love that kind of candy lipstick, violety rose. And I'm so pleased that I managed to get this again on eBay. I managed to find someone selling it. Don't have a box. It was cheap as well because I didn't manage to get the box, but that's okay. It came and it was perfect, and I'm just so pleased to have it. So another great discontinued one that I'm going to treasure. As we're on the theme of discontinued, let's get the next one out of the way because this one is also discontinued. And I'm going to thank Claire Smith for introducing me to this scent. I've actually got the Angel Eau Crosier 2019, which is the orange bottle, which is more mango heavy, and Claire has got this one, and she sent me a sample about a year ago, I think it was now, of the 2020 version. And at the time, I think it was maybe autumn, so I wasn't as bothered, and it smelled really similar to the 2019, so I wasn't as, you know, I didn't really investigate too much. I just seem to be in a fig mood at the moment. I'm figgy. I'm feeling the fig this summer. I returned to my sample from Claire. I'm absolutely fell in love with this. I'm getting myself a little collection of these angel stars now. But here we have it. Here we have this beautiful rainbow star. This is so appealing to my inner 80s child. Can you imagine? Rainbows and stars, you can't go wrong really. It's like a fresh fig, but it has a real tropical feeling. It is similar to the 2019 Eau Croisiere. They are very similar in their DNA. They have the angel DNA. This one is just this lovely sort of vibrant, tropical, figgy coconut fun fragrance. I have my rainbow star. I'm so happy with it. Unfortunately, it's the one that lays down. I can't stand it up. I don't look like I've worn a lot at all, but I have. I've been spraying this and really enjoying it. The Angel Croisiere 2020 is a firm favourite this summer. Let's move to the back. We have one from Marc Jacobs here, which is actually quite conveniently concealing my television remote controls. This was something I blind bought based on seeing so many good reviews on YouTube. It comes up in a lot of people's top 10, which I thought was really interesting because Daisy, you know, has been there, done that. This is really highly spoken of and it just sounded very appealing. I've got a little thing for strawberry, I've noticed. Strawberry can be so bad in fragrance depending on how synthetically sweet it is. But when it's done right, it's great. And I've got a few fragrances of strawberry in now, so clearly it's a fruit I enjoy in the summer. I decided to blind buy it. I went for it and I blind bought a 30ml. I don't remember any of the notes because, you know, that's how we are on this channel. Completely ditzy. This is the cute little bottle. It's like a gold ombre thing going on. Now, I didn't buy a partial. Did not buy a partial. I'm not a heavy sprayer, and I don't like fragrances that are too heavy anyway. This one I use about, it's got to be a good 8 sprays at least, just to really get enough to last me for a good 3 or 4 hours. And you do get a sweetness that lingers throughout the day, but it's very subtle and it's barely there. It's really a skin scent that you can probably just about get for yourself. That's how it is on me. I'm hearing mixed things about performance, to be honest. It's very much the Daisy DNA. I get that. I recognise that kind of that watery green floral sort of thing that it has. But there is such a beautiful sweet raspberry in this, and the way to describe it for me is like a strawberry coulis. So it's not like a green strawberry, and it's not like a big juicy strawberry that's taken over. Transparent, watery, but ever so sweet strawberry coulis over the DNA of Daisy. I think there's caramel in here. I think there's something like, oh, is it honey? Maybe it's honey. It's supporting the strawberry more than anything. I absolutely love this scent. I am addicted to this scent. I cannot get enough of it. It's become my go-to everyday summer scent. Don't know what to wear, just keep picking it up, keep spraying it. It's sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. It's not heavily sweet. It's not like a gourmand kind of sweet. It's just a really pretty, watery, floral daisy scent that's just got a lovely transparent glistening strawberry coulis over the top, which just makes it fun, carefree, youthful, easy to wear, enjoyable, kind of a happy little scent. But this scent is a pick-me-up. That has become my unexpected love for this summer. Daisy, Marc Jacobs, Oh So Intense. So next, let's go to this little pink box over here. We have a Marley. It's a fragrance that I decluttered. I decluttered my bottle of La Rosee last year because I wasn't getting along with the watery element, and this whole flanker is really about this much more watery, aquatic, fresher vibe of Delina. I associate it being very kind of watermelony and a bit too heavy in its watery element, and I just didn't get along with it. I think there's a musk that creates this kind of watery element. I perceived the watery element differently, and I just started craving it because I found this little 30ml on eBay, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I have been enjoying this scent. I don't wear a lot because I'm not always in the mood, but for 30ml, I was really pleased to have it. Just this little 30ml. It does really work if I'm in this mood of wanting something a little bit watery and aquatic. It's just so cute. It's so cute. Look at this little thing. Little mini Delina. So people do talk about it as being the fresher Delina. I don't know if I'd call it fresher. I don't know. I wouldn't put it in that category because I feel like the original with that rhubarb, that tart rhubarb, that to me makes it more fresh and zingy, and I find that easier to wear. This one with the musk that creates the aquatic watery element, I find it heavy. Very pretty scent. It's a very clever flanker. I think they've done their flankers really well. You know it's Delina, but they really do take you into a different direction and for a whole different mood. It's so sweet and whimsical and enjoyable. And there's a little 30ml of Delina. So next, let's go to another repurchase. Yes, we are doing this. Another repurchase, this time from Dior. This is Rose Gipsy. See, I had a whopping great big 250ml bottle of this, and I enjoyed it for some time, and then I sold it because I used to compare it to Le Col Noir, and I didn't need both, and Le Col Noir has always been my favourite. Kept a 10ml decant back from that huge bottle, and it was sitting in my cupboard for about 2 years. On my birthday, I was going to wear Delina, but I suddenly thought I want to wear Rose Gipsy. I have no idea where that came from, and I wore it. And it was perfect. The reason I sold Rose Gipsy was because the green watery element in here was too stemmy. It used to make me think of vase water that had gone off slightly. The green watery element to me now is refreshing and zingy, and it reminds me of something like rose lemonade or something. It's very bizarre, but I've worn this. I've worn my decant on a few occasions since, and I've got compliments. And that isn't just a reason to buy a fragrance, but it was so nice to get a compliment because I never get compliments on my scent, and I just enjoyed the experience of wearing it. But mostly, I just can't believe that this comes off as more like a rose lemonade. It's so zingy and refreshing, but it still has this sort of elegant, sort of occasional, pretty, going out for lunch and, you know, meeting whoever, I don't know. It has this sort of lovely summery, occasional day wear situation. Oh my goodness, this is not the best unboxing, is it? Here we go. So this is just a little 40ml. I say little, 40ml is plenty really when you think about how much liquid is in my collection. It smells great. Here we have it. So this is Rose Gipsy. But I'm going to spray this because I've been dying to open this and spray it. And the great thing about this is it's not so heavy that it's going to take over it, and it layers. You can layer really beautifully with so many of my fragrances. But it's so refreshing. It's so lovely. Just a very watery rose. It's a very refreshing, twinkly sort of rose water scent that does have this green, slightly stemmy, I'm saying slightly because that's how it is now, slightly stemmy feel. It is so rosy. It's so true to a proper pink rose. Rose Gipsy has re-entered my collection and I'm very pleased about it. So last but definitely not least, I have the final fragrance to complete this haul. Oh my god, it's a bit heavy, I don't want to drop it. I bought it from eBay, of course, and I left it in the wrapper it came in because I was so pleased and almost pleasantly surprised by the effort the seller went to ensure that everything was secure and just nicely done. I just thought I'd mention it because it's so nice when that happens. It makes such a big difference. So I bought a Penhaligons, obviously, and this is the Bewitching Yasmin. This is a scent I actually fell in love with last year. A sort of travel set, a lot of the samples, and this was the standout. This was such a standout scent. I just thought it was very beautiful. It's got that vibe, that kind of trendy sort of sweet oud, woody, very popular kind of a vibe with fragrance around autumn and winter. This kind of fits that category. This one is actually a Jasmine Incense fragrance. So really, this is not the sort of thing I would normally expect to enjoy. There's no rose in here and there's no violet. This is quite a woody, sweet oud fragrance, but jasmine is the focal flower. When I sampled this, it was back when I went to Bath with my husband. We had a really nice time in Bath. We visited a lot of the sort of famous spots there, including a museum all about Jane Austen. That's my kind of thing. Of course, as you know, fragrance is a very powerful thing when it comes to imprinting a scent memory. And when I revisited my sample of this, I started thinking of it this year, and I visited my sample, and I was just swept right back to Bath so powerfully. It's such a nice memory. It was a lovely memory of Bath. I keep knocking this bloody camera. I'm so tired. It smells rich and deep. It smells very boudoir-y. There's a real velvety, seductory element to this, but it smells like Bath. It doesn't help anyone. It's a very sweet oud. It's a very modern, I think it could be a synthetic oud. It's not dirty at all, but it smells very sugary, like you've got confectioner's powdery sugar on the oud, on the woody element. I'm not a huge lover of jasmine, so obviously jasmine isn't really true to its flower in this. It is bringing a just slightly different vibe to the usual rose oud, and I think that's what I like about it. It's not a typical rose oud. Is jasmine associated with being sort of like a carnal flower? I don't know, but whatever it's doing something like that. There's a bit of an incensey, smoky. The fact that it's incensey is why I associate it with autumn as well, because it has that cozy, warming, kind of, and a very inviting vibe. It's very seductory, intoxicating, and beautiful. And it is very bewitching, but definitely one I'm extremely excited to have for the upcoming autumn and cooler months. So that's kind of my spring summer haul. I can't wait to wear them all. So I really hope you enjoyed this haul. Have you got any of these fragrances? Have you tried them? Do you really enjoy them? I'm dying for a cup of tea. I'll see you on the next one. Over and out.